high school. I thought it would be, I don't know, stressful, but it's fun.
Excellent. Thank you again to our marketing and communications teams. Actually, on WebEx, we have our freshman house coordinators. We wanted to just give them a big round of applause and thank them. And I believe we had a couple freshman house coordinators who were brave enough to maybe share a couple of words. I know that Elisa Patterson, who was in the video. Elisa, what's the best part of the school year so far for Cesar Chavez Freshman House?
I believe the best part for freshman house is just to see the enthusiasm of our students to be able to be on campus and to learn about what it's about and be surrounded by people that care about them. And we also had a little fun. So some academics and some fun put together.
Awesome. And Ms. Roder, I'm going to ask you the same question. I know you said you didn't mind sharing a couple words. What's happening at Betty Fairfax?
Hi, everyone. Sorry if you hear a baby in the background, but Fairfax had an amazing start to the year. We have a larger freshman class than we've had in a really long time. Our freshmen are adjusting incredibly to school. They're having some fun. They're doing activities. They're meeting peers. They're collaborating. So we're just really excited about all the amazing things going on at Fairfax. As well said, I know all of our schools with this incredible group of coordinators that we work with.
Excellent. President Alston, members of the board, feel free, if you don't have to, you can feel free to ask any question. This is year 2 of district-wide freshman houses and freshman house coordinators. And again, we think it's one of our most important initiatives. Any thoughts or questions?
Pastor, I would like to know what you need. Other than what you have, what else do you need to support you?
Anyone can feel free to jump in. What do you need other than what you already have? If you could dream big, what would that look like?
I think I was nominated to answer questions for all of us. So I think one of our biggest struggles is that transition from middle school to high school and ensuring that students are properly placed in the right classes and getting all the support they need right when they enter right? Freshman house coordinators do some incredible work on our campuses, but they're not freshmen forever. They become sophomores, juniors, seniors. So really having that all-in mentality to understanding the importance of freshman year across our campuses, and I know at the district level that has been a commitment, and ensuring that that is happening on all of our campuses with all of our teachers, I think would be something else that could really support all of our kids.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because I've had 3 parents contact me this weekend or this week regarding their kids' schedule and the transition in it. And one example was that this student, or both students, were tested out of their class. I think it was a math class. I don't think you test out of an English class. But it was a math class. And then they also got, I don't know what the other item is, or they got A's, or I don't know what. There's another box that they were able to check, or they took an honors math, they took an algebra. And now that freshman is placed in an algebra class, and with knowing what would happen, that student is not supposed to be in an algebra class. They can qualify for an honors class, but they cannot enter that honors class currently because it's full. And so I was asking, well, how did you transition? Give me the steps of how that happened. And the other 2 students were misplaced also. So I guess my question back to you as a freshman academy, because I'm freshman academy, I believe, happens in the summer. How does that transition happen between the elementary school to who they get to on the campus, and who is supposed to look at those items?
That's a great question. The intro to high school course in the summer is really just to adjust kids to high school, but we take a couple of things into account when we place students. The first is teacher recommendations. There's a portal that the 8th grade teachers all fill out that are supposed to give us accurate recommendations for where students should be place. So that's one of the ways that students are placed. There's also a form they fill out when they register at all of our schools, asking if they've been in honors before, are they in honors classes, so on and so forth. At the beginning of the year, that'll happen a lot. Our classes do get pretty full. And unfortunately, right, without accurate information from the theater schools all the time, we do hear, I know, Bob, we do hear situations of that happening, unfortunately.
Thank you.
President Alston, and Vice Mayor, so the truth is, and thank you, Mr. Order, for taking that question. I would say freshman placement is one of the greatest logistical challenges Phoenix Union. That if you're a K-12 system, then you are in your, if you're the high school, you're in the 8th grade classrooms, you're in the same district, you have access to the same information, and for us to accurately place freshmen sometimes spills into the school year, week 1, week 2, week 3. And so I think Vice Mayor's questions are very true, those parent concerns. I know even my son transitioned into Central this year. He's loving Central High School, but, you know, picking the perfect classes and the perfect placement for 8,000 freshmen is truly one of our biggest challenges. And I think even if there are freshman teachers in the room, you would probably say absolutely freshman placement is a very big challenge in Phoenix.
Is there anyone else who wants to comment or question? Ms. Parra.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just want to express my gratitude for y'all. This is such a critical initiative for the district. I'm so glad that we've expanded it district-wide. So thank you for your leadership in the roles. I'm also really excited about the work that we're doing with parents and caregivers across a couple of campuses now, but I think when we think about freshman transition, the connection to home and building relationships with our parents and caregivers is going to be critical to really make sure that our students feel supported, not just while they're on campus, but while they're out in the community and while they're at home. And what better partners than to leverage our parents and caregivers. So as you guys, you know, do your work, just always be mindful and thinking about how parents can get involved and be included and stay in the loop, because they really, really can be a strong support if we give them the tools to be involved. And I know you all will do that. So thank you.
I would like to add my congratulations and thank you to our teachers who are working with our freshmen and their leaders because we know it's so important and you're doing a fabulous job and we celebrate that and we know that we'll be seeing or already seeing really the results of the work you're doing and it means so much in individual lives and family lives. So thank you so much, Dr. Kessler.
Thank you all for spending a couple minutes with us. You are free to go back to your baby and to whatever else you're doing tonight. Thank you so much. To give you one more big round of applause. Next, want to have one other really cool celebration, something that happened in Phoenix Union that I don't think got enough attention. When we think about access to certain careers, especially historically, the airline industry is one that usually and for generations was just an industry for white males. And that has evolved over time. And American Airlines this past year had its first ever and most historic flight where it was an all black female flight from top to bottom. From the time you enter the airport, who tickets you, the maintenance staff, the flight crew, the pilots, the first ever all African American flight in the history of our nation. And you'll see where they traveled to. Here's a video.
I am grateful for American Airlines to give us this opportunity to highlight my great aunt's accomplishments in the field of aviation. Bessie Coleman was such an advocate, and today we all are Bessie Coleman. Her dream has been fulfilled from the bottom up. African American women are doing it in the field of aviation and aerospace. So today I'm beyond thrilled to be a part of the crew where we're inspiring young girls,
She made way for some of our most accomplished aviation professionals. That's why this honorary flight today is so important. From the flight crew to the agents, to the ground crew, to the mechanics, all team members operating this flight are Black people.
When you paint American on the side of your aircraft, you have to include all Americans in all workers.
Wonderful occasion yesterday. American Airlines sponsored the first African American women crew to fly from Dallas here.
We've been working on the 110th anniversary for Bessie Coleman, and we wanted it to end here with you as we continue further the 101st.
American Airlines being here today is showing our students that there are people in the industry who are really excited about them being in the aerospace pathway here at our school.
When I graduate, I'd like to be an airline pilot, go to flight school, and build my time in there. I knew she was the first African American woman to get her pilot's license. She was the first to do it, so she inspired the next generation to follow her footsteps and know that they can also be what they want to be.
All right, President, I'll give you a round of applause. Ken, I have seen that probably 7 times now. The moment that it shows Academies of South Mountain, doesn't it just like goosebumps and tears? I still literally like 3 times today I had the same reaction. And so, Principal Fair, as you know, Academies at South Mountain is Academies. Principal Fair is actually in Academies training right now, so he doesn't get to join us tonight. But if anyone's here from the Academies of South Mountain, raise your hand. Thank you for all the incredible work and congratulations. Go Jaguars. Yeah, go Jaguars. I thought that was just way too good of a story not to celebrate and recognize tonight. So congratulations to the Academies of the South. And then the final thing that I want to share tonight as a part of our celebrations is just this particular room in this building. I wanted to once again thank everyone involved, the contractors not here yet. And so our tech crew has actually wired wires that you can't see. We're working on the best, clearest live stream that we can. This room, technologically speaking, will be done in January. But our tech team has done all they could to make this space as flexible as possible. There are screens and speakers throughout the entire floor. Yeah, we have the picture. If you remember the old boardroom, we just wanted to kind of put it up there and remind people what the old boardroom looked like. And there's a couple really cool features that I just want to point out. First of all, the cafeteria space is open. You will have the same audio visual. A really cool feature in our past boardroom was our Native American art display. And so our Native American art display is back up. It is inside of the PXU, the cafe area over here. And we will continue to display and rotate incredible Native American art throughout Phoenix Union. And then the dais, which looks permanent, is actually movable. And so we worked with designers to make sure that this could be a great community space. And so although this front dais looks beautiful, it actually detaches, can hide inside the closet, and so we can use this as a community space. And even these, the pictures, the name tags are all movable and reversible and done by many of our own employees. And so I just wanted to once again thank everybody for the incredible work in this lower level. So one more round of applause for them. And yeah, that picture is August 2015.
Dr. G.
Yeah, please.
So I remember when I started coming in board meetings, one of the things that I noticed when I would look up at the dais was Michelle and her signature shawls. And I'd forgotten all about that. I had forgotten all about that, and so I saw that picture, so it's really awesome. That's a good picture.
Yeah, we thought just a quick blast from the past. And with that, President, I will turn it back over to you to end the celebration.
Okay. Thank you. The next item is 3A, reports from student government. Tonight we have student government representative representatives from Bioscience North and Carl Hayden High Schools. Our student government representatives this evening will highlight their school in this order: Annalee Coda O'Keen from Bioscience, Gladys Lujan from North, and Cindy Rodriguez Robles from Carl Hayden. Annalee?
Good evening, President Alston, governing board members, and Dr. Gaston. My name is Annalee Cotaurguin. I attend Bioscience High School, and I'm the student body president for the 2022-2023 school year. This summer, for 4 days, we held Dragon Academy, which welcomes new students, specifically the freshmen. We introduced them to the school and into each other and the bioscience community and just the environment that they will be in for the next 4 years. We plan games, and we have a very special activity called writing a letter to your senior self. So this letter will be given to them. Their class was 2027, so in 2027. Next slide, please. We had our first Stugo meeting August 18th. We discussed plans for the year, upcoming events, and played icebreaker called Who Done It. Very fun. We plan our first beer week, which will happen in September, a student Instagram takeover for the students to share a day in the life with our community. We are very active on our bioscience Instagram, and we just wanted to show every grade level what a senior does a typical day in their life. Our Stugo meetings happen every Thursday after school. Our Tuesday meetings are for our officers and reps. Next slide, please. We also hosted Club Crawl, which was to welcome new students to bioscience and give them the opportunity to sign up for every club that we have on campus. We have many take place after school or meet during lunch. But everyone was invited to Club Crawl, where we had clubs set up booths and give out candy or host little activities to sort of stimulate what they do in their clubs. So we had we have a fashion club, we have a National Honor Society, be a leader, theme this year is growth through gratitude, and it's just about finding moments to show gratitude with ourselves, opportunities on campus, and those around us, just to appreciate everyone and everything that we have. Thank you.
Thank you. Gladys, welcome.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Do you have any questions for me?
Are there any questions
So sorry.
from the board?
That was a really good presentation. I want to come to school with you. You did a really good job.
You're welcome to visit.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Marquez.
Yeah, as you're entering this year of school, and you think about what we get to work on as board members, is there one thing you'd like us to fix as a student voice? What's the one thing as board members you'd like us to know and fix at your school?
Mm, As of right now, I don't think I have anything. We are working with one situation, but I think it's more of a school issue.
Would you mind sharing?
Okay, sure. It's about like supervision and the freedom to where we can like be around on campus like during lunch
Right.
specifically, because bioscience is a pretty small school. We can't have every student at the exact same time, just in like during lunch everywhere.
Right.
And so a lot of students do decide to go upstairs or not anymore because it's we don't have supervision there, so it's off limits, but it has created kind of like a problem with the space that we do have. So it's more of a school thing, but maybe more tables. I don't know where we would fit them because I see students sitting on the floor for lunch.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you
much
for
sharing.
everything you guys do, though.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gladys.
Thank you, Annalie. I'm Gladys Guevas. I'm executive representative from North High School. For past events on North, we have held freshman orientation, which was on Saturday, August 6th. We had close to 300 freshmen that attended and over 20 clubs and sports programs. swimming club or anime club, any kind of interest that freshmen will have. They got to know those kind of clubs on freshman orientation. And we also had Club Rush on Friday, August 12th, during the single lunch hour. We have over 30 clubs and sports programs signed up to be outside. We had 5 new clubs introducing themselves to our campus. And also for past events, we had Friday lunch activities, which we have every Friday during lunch, and we have music and competitions during that. So we play musical chairs or any kind of competitions to get the kids who are in during lunch to just have fun and during the breaks for classes. Next slide, please. For future events, we're gonna have fall sports upcoming now, starting in the week of August 29th. Most home games will stream on North High's YouTube channel, North TV. So if anybody who doesn't have the opportunity to go can watch online. And we also have Fall Spirit Week coming up next week on September 5th to the 9th. Monday is Labor Day, but we have dress-up days for the rest of the days that are themed Gen Z. And we're also starting this, bringing back the program, Mustang of the Month luncheon, and we hope to recognize students who are excelling in classrooms, and as well as any athletes. So to recognize students that are normally don't get recognized, to recognize them monthly. Next slide, please. For any concerns or things we're working on right now is the use of library for the registration. Right now, we're using the library for the registration office, and our library is housing the staff to work there instead. So the campus is trying to keep the safety a top priority as people visit our campus. And another concern we have is our one lunch hour and outside. Campus is trying to keep students out of the buildings during lunch, and unless students are attending a club, they're stuck outside, and staff are trying to open places like the gym to house students during lunch. So it's really hot outside, and there's not many places to stay. And so if it's full, you're probably stuck on the floor, cement. So it's very overcrowded. That's all. Thank you. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Gladys.
the same lunch hour during 6 hour.
And there's some friction. Students
Yeah,
are
it's very
expressing.
overcrowded outside, and there's not many places to sit.
And then just one follow-up question. I know you have the two most pressing issues right now, but if you got a magic wand, you were a school board member, what's one thing you would change about North High School?
Probably the same, like overcrowding, because there are a lot of students and there are not many places for the students to fit outside. So overcrowding can be a big issue, especially during the hallways. There's a very small space. So I have the larger space would be nice for bigger crowds. Thank you.
Ms. Pastor?
So I want to address the lunch because I believe there were multiple or different scheduled lunch. I can't remember block 3, 4, 5. So I would like to know from administrator, from Dr. Gaston, for the whole board, as to why we went to one lunch. Because logic and me thinking about students and kids, I would think that we would, because of overcrowding, we would have multiple lunches. And instead of one big lunch, and really to have, what is it, 3,000 students all over a campus. So I think of safety at that moment. And I think about safety not only in the inner space, because that's it gets really crowded right there, but it was me. If I were, me as a student at that time, I would wander and I would find myself a space away from people or a group of us to sit and be in an area of coolness and be away from the big crowd. The other dynamic is when you have a big crowd, because I think of a concert, and not that lunch is a concert, but when you have people all together and there's heat and I'm hot and there's friction starting, then we have a whole nother safety level going on. So I have concerns with that, and it's not probably just your school, it's probably several other schools. I'm sure they're gonna tell me it's staffing, but we have to find a better way of handling that. So for me, if we're gonna talk about a safety plan later on, we probably should start thinking about some safeties in that area. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. And I'll ask you go ahead and sit down, and if you're happy to, yeah, great job. President Alston and Vice Mayor, and I'm happy to address that really quickly. So we've had many schools that have actually asked to go from lunch down to one lunch. They're one of the greatest benefits to having two lunches is smaller lunch, smaller number of students at a lunchtime, so easier to manage. And but that's about, if you were to interview most people, that's about the only benefit to having two lunches. With two lunches comes students that don't get lunch with their best friend or their girlfriend. With two lunches comes staff members that wanted first lunch to get second lunch. With two lunches, you can't hold club and sport meetings because half your team has club the first lunch and half your team was club, lunch the second lunch. And you're having to run safety and security for 2 hours instead of 1 hour of lunchtime. And so the pros to having one lunch far outweigh the cons. The problem is that some of our campuses aren't yet fully equipped to have one big lunch. And so we did have two new campuses this year. My team can correct me. I think just south and north. Two campuses this year asked permission to try the one lunch to build a better sense of climate, culture, excitement. You can do one cool band at lunchtime. You can join the whole football team, the whole band, and teachers can build a better sense of community together because you can eat together. But you run into crowding issues, shading issues, etc. Outside is great, October through April. And so our teams and Glory oversees food service. It's about how do you get more food service lines, more shade, more seating areas. And so that's happy to hear feedback from you all, but I can tell you these were very thoughtful decisions. We know that there are cons, but the campuses felt like the pros outweighed the cons. But we continue, as the exec team knows, it's a very hot topic on should campuses have two or one lunch. And the truth is, schools like Trevor Brown should almost have three lunches. multitude of other issues. Yeah.
So my question to that is, we heard from two students right now that are suffering through the changes. I understand the pros, but the pros to a pro would be then there needs to be enough clubs for everybody to join in order to be inside. And so I understand it, but we're having a situation, they're in the heat, it's hot, somebody's gonna have a heat stroke.
Yeah, President Alston, Vice Mayor, everyone. Yeah, our team is why we ask students when they come here today to not just share celebrations, but be honest if they have concerns. And so we've been strongly encouraging our student representatives when they come to talk about some of the problems, and so that's why we're here today. And our team will, I know they've been working with North Admin and a whole new structure for one lunch they're working on, and some campuses won't be able to handle it, and maybe long-term North can't because of the facility, or long-term they can strengthen systems and can continue with one lunch. So our team will certainly look into it.
Doctor, yes.
Ms. Parra.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dr. Geston, when we make scheduling decisions like this, how often do we stay kind of in an implementation, test it out, learn from it, and then adapt? You know, I really much believe in learn, adapt, learn, right? So try it. What worked, what didn't work, what can be better, how do we evolve? So like, what would your thoughts be around like the learn, adapt, learn piece of this?
Yep. President Alston, Board Member Parra, this first quarter is their really big learning. It also happens to be the hottest time of the year. There are schools, if you're talking about learn, adapt, learn, and then ultimately decide you can't fix it, and that you're required to lunch, that change could never happen at a quarter. It could happen at a semester. Ideally, a massive change like this, you give it a year, and you can make mid-semester changes, even if you don't go back to full lunches, but you make one lunch changes. But at semester or at the end of the year would be the cycle. But could not happen at quarter. But again, weather's going to be great in a few weeks, so the outside part will certainly be less of an issue.
I think Mr. Marquez was next, and then Ms. Ross.
maybe other individuals, members of the public, students who'd like to weigh in on this, and if it were on an agenda, they would know about it. So I would say, because this is only student government, I think this discussion is probably better to continue for a future agenda.
Ms. Ross,
I just wanted to tell both speakers that they did a wonderful job.
Lynn, I have one question for Lynn. We're going to be talking about school safety. At that point, you can discuss it if you'd like to further.
Thank you.
Mr. Marquez, you still want to?
Yes, if that's
Okay.
okay. Yeah, and I'll try to address this to the students who gave public comment, if that's okay. So I appreciate the concerns that both of you brought up today, and one of my jobs outside of the school board is I'm in the Army Reserve, and in the Army Reserve, if we train outside, we have we have somebody whose job it is to check how hot it is before we're allowed to conduct any training outside. And if I was a student body president, I'd be talking to my principal about that and trying to implement something that says if it's this hot based on the heat index, then lunch needs to be inside, or we need to come up with a plan that keeps students to have an option to be in an air-conditioned space. And I think that's a reasonable request as the district and your principal is experimenting of how do you get to a place where you can implement one lunch, and maybe, as Dr. Gaston said, implementing that one lunch from October through March makes sense, but I know that would make the lives very tricky for your principal and teachers to figure out how to have two lunches during the hot months and one lunch during the cool months. But if I was the student body president, I'd be pushing for ideas like that.
Did you have something, Mr. Prescott?
No. Go right ahead.
Okay. All right. And we're very sorry that our Cindy from Carl Hayden is not able to join us this evening. Something's come up regret she can't be with us, and we regret that she isn't with us. So we'll have Carl Hayden back another time. The next item is 3B, reports from employee organizations and the Phoenix Union Foundation for Education. Ms. Jimenez from CEA. There she is.
Hello, everybody. It's kind of, I gotta be able to talk to everybody here. Wow. This is awesome, though. So, anyways, good evening, President Alston and the governing board, Dr. Guston and Phoenix community. As you might recall, since we last met, we've had some changes for our CEA officer team. I know for some of you, Vanessa's decision to step away from the presidency